morning show on East Coast FM with Declan Meehan. Yeah, I'd love to comment about that, because nobody would want to be in that situation. Tell that poor man to ring SkyWest. I'm sure they'll be able to help him out with chopper, recommend somebody close to him. Presidential duty, why can't the president go on a commercial flight? It's an absolutely deplorable situation. Absolutely disgusting for that little girl. Why didn't they use the government jet? Well, it looks like the government jet was in Monaco for that wedding with the president. Okay, 08333 Now, on the telephone, we have at the moment a man whose name is Joseph Egan. He's chair of the European Fathers. What does that mean? Not a religious group, is it? Joseph, good morning to you.
Good morning. No, it's the actual platform for European Fathers. It's not a religious group at all, but it is a group which is an umbrella organisation which was created last Monday in the European Parliament buildings. It represents 18 different organisations from 12 different countries across Europe, from Austria, Iceland, Hungary, Germany, and of course Ireland. And there was a historic meeting last Monday where these groups from 12 countries decided to work together for the first time to create a voice for fathers in Europe. And this is to represent fathers who are actually going through difficulty being fathers and parenting due to relationship breakdown, whether they're married or unmarried. But this is a very, very good initiative that actually has created an NGO to be a voice on a European level for fathers who have problems with their relationships, and particularly with that of being part of their children's lives.
And who do you want to listen to your concerns?
Well, the main focus of one of the initiatives we're trying to do is to get EU directives, and directives where the current problem is that the Irish legal system and the Irish health system and the Irish government seem quite content with the current situation where what we call is the culture of prescription, that when a relationship breaks down, the father gets the kids for one weekend a month. Now, this obviously is not good, and I want every sister out there, every mother out there, and every mother and father to realise that what we're proposing is a system called shared parenting, that the automatic default is that the children have both mother and father in their life. Now, the difficulty is that our society has changed so much. Right now, 4 out of 5 people losing their jobs are fathers. And the problem here is that the men are staying at home. They're having greater relationships and stronger bonds with their children than ever have happened before. So that is one of the positives, if there is positives out of a recession. But the difficulty is not having a job has caused an awful lot of stress on the relationship, and a lot of relationships are ending. So the father's finding himself in a situation where he's lost his job, he's now lost his relationship, he's out of his home because the fathers do not get to stay in the family home when the relationship breaks down, and now he's lost his relationship with his children on top of it all. So it's a very, very chronic stage for our fathers here in Ireland. And the problem here is that as a society we just accept that this is how it is. And what we're trying on a European-wide initiative here is to say this isn't good enough anymore. And it's understandable why fathers can't cope, why fathers feel isolated. And I would like every person out there who has a brother or sister who's gone through relationship breakdown to consider how traumatic it is. But particularly for fathers, they find it's so isolated and it's very, very difficult. So if I could just promote the fact that there is groups out there that help. I was there attending as a representative of a national organisation here called the Men's Support Groups of Ireland. That is an umbrella organisation in Ireland that represents groups all over the country. There are men's groups in Athlone called the Irish Men's Network, in Dublin called Main Men Alone in No Man's Land. There's 2 groups in Tala. There's a group in Waterford called FACT. There's a group in Galway. There's a group in Limerick called Miles, Men in Limerick Experiencing Separation. There's a Men in Navan, Parental Equality. Now I'm actually there as well under the invite. The reason we were invited to Europe was because I'm chairman of Parental Equality as well. Now, Parental Equality has, for the last 20 years, promoted this concept of shared parenting, where when a relationship breaks down, there is a term in in our legal system called joint custody. Now, the reality is that joint custody means that you have a piece of paper that says you have rights to be a parent, but the children live with the mother. The children spend 80 to 90. Some fathers get 3 hours a month with their children. Some fathers don't see their children at all. There is a thing called alienation, where one parent can turn the children against the other and remove the children or coerce or coach the children to not want to be with the other parent.
Well, could I ask you, Joseph, the status quo, the perception of status quo is that the children end up with the mother, usually in these family breakdown situations. Is that in law or opinion of the court?
Now, you see, that's a great... Thank you for asking that question. We refer to the status quo as the cultural prescription, that the children will stay with the mother. Now, in France, and that's one of the countries that didn't attend the European Conference, for the last 28 years, their status quo, or their automatic default position, has been that of shared parenting. When the relationship breaks up, the mother 1 week, the children then the second week with the father, and there is effectively 2 homes. And the reason they've went with this, and they've got the laws to support, so that, for example, if one parent decided to alienate or to try and thwart this access arrangement, or this parenting arrangement, I should really say, rather than the word access, this parenting arrangement, by moving the children to another location or out of the locality where the children are being brought up, the laws in France support this. In fact, to the point of when the child is born, the father gets to sign there, will you be the father? Will you step up to the responsibilities of the child and rearing for life, or else walk away now forever? And they have it very streamlined, and they've researched to show that this works. Children, while they're young, can go from one home to the other. They're very adaptable. The crucial thing is that they want both parents to be happy, and that's what the parents want most for their children. They want them to be happy. So in Ireland, we sort of miss that whole picture, and we just say, but sure, the mother's the best person to bring up the children. Well, the default position should be that the parents are the best person to bring up the children. And if we do that, we immediately remove a lot of the problems within our legal system, which is maintenance. Because now there's...
Joe, I'm sorry to interrupt you. If people want to find out more about the platform for European fathers, where should they do so?
Yeah, if you just Google platform for European fathers, the actual WordPress site is europeanfathers.wordpress.com. So it's a little bit of a mouthful to remember, but if you just remember that term, platform for European fathers, or the Irish group, which is mensupportgroupsofireland.com, that's all one word, or parentalequality.ie. Those are actually great sources of help. But there is, as I said, there's help all over the country with groups doing great work to help and to stop fathers particularly feeling isolated. But the purpose of the meeting in Europe was to promote European directives such as parental leave or shared parenting, or even the default position that automatically people, when relationships break down, that there is a system of best practice put into place, which is number one for the children and number two for the extended families, who often get cut out of the paternal side particularly. They get cut out of the whole child's life. And finally, what's best for the parents.
Thanks very much indeed for your time this morning, Joe. No doubt we'll talk again.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you. That's Joseph Egan there, Chairman of Parental